Hey there everyone, my name is Kit and welcome back to Pokemon Violet. Jeez. Alright, so check this out. Not this. Pokedex. Look at that. Hariyama has a evolution? Since when? Probably. We don't know that for sure yet. Iron threads. Treads. There's also this thing we apparently saw. Must be the pre-evolution of that Glamora thing. But anyways, let's continue. What is the epic conclusion to this story? Maybe. I don't know. We're about to find out. Okay. What's this? There's some sort of plate inscribed with the mysterious symbol. Oh no! I seem to have stumbled upon a rock. Not just a rock, a salt rock. There's that Delibird again. Are we actually able to? Oh! That poor Doug trio, what the heck? Did you see that? The poor Doug trio, it just kind of fell. In case you're wondering, there was nothing below it. Who would have thought that a Doug trio was able to fall off a cliff? Alright. Nothing in there. There's so many shiny things on the ground. I keep thinking that they're like actual things I can pick up, but I can't. There's a duck trio right there. Is it gonna fall off? That's funny. One of the trios just kind of fell. Almost there, I think. Something? Nope. Nothing over there. I am recording, right? Yes. 4 and 30 minutes. 4 minutes 30. 4 minutes. Something. What's this? Is this something? It is not. The reflection, though. Is that not supposed to happen? Weird. We can't even see her reflect. Oh yeah, you can. Big. Alrighty, what do we got? I can just ride Miraidon. That would be perfect. I can use this. Don't we already have Shadow Ball? That must be the big entrance. I bet we're gonna fight like a giant Pokemon in here. Have we finally reached the deepest part? We made it. Ready to see if those legends of treasure down here are for real? Yeah, right. That's just fluff they write to fill in the textbooks. Hello, children. You've all done well to make it here. The structure you see before you is Zero Lab. That's where you are, right, Professor? But wait, why does it look like the whole place is being swallowed up by crystals? The crystals here in Area Zero possess a peculiar energy. This energy can alter the functions of living things and optimize the performance of machinery. This is the same energy that allows Pokemon to terrestrialize. So this entire building's been terrestrialized. Is that what you're saying? Don't be silly, Arvin. The professor implied something important about Terra orbs just now. They're made from the crystals down here in the Area Zero, aren't they? Indeed. Not many know it. Since you have disabled all 4 locks, the gate to the Zero Lab should now be open. I keep wanting to say Lab Zero. But once you open the gate, you will quickly be confronted with the dangerous Pokemon inside. They will likely make a break for freedom. Dangerous Pokemon? That sounds like a problem. With the 4 of you working together, you should be able to best them. Prepare yourselves. Well, then open the gate. You've got me and Kitt here. Doesn't matter what we're up against. We'll be fine. Ah, well then, that puts all the worries to rest. Oh boy. Something dangerous is about to happen. What's it gonna be? I don't know. Oh hey! It's the thing that we're missing. Looks like a little plant bulb. Or some kind of weird alien. Open the gate? Yes. Open the gates. Hold it! Huh? We're finally on the cusp of getting into the lab. Look, if it's true that a bunch of really dangerous Pokemon might come at us, then shouldn't we have Miraidon's help? Yeah, if Miraidon were like how we first saw it in the Inlet Grotto, that'd be a huge help. I want to see it battle. But it hasn't even wanted to let us ride it ever since we came down to Area Zero. And it can't enter its battle form in the first place. It's really strong, I know it is. It ate all those Herba Mystica we found too. When it really matters, I'm sure it'll fight. And Area Zero is where it used to live. If you bring it out of its ball now, maybe it'll be able to it'll find its family too, right? It's pretty sensible by your standards, Arvin. I don't know. Go on, Kitt. Let Miraidon out. Sure? He looks different. Why is he like rainbowy? Alright, come on. Now that we've got Miraidon ready, it's time to open the gate. Miraidon's gonna die. If I know anything from playing Ark. What's this? 2 Miraidon? Grah. A family reunion. It's happening. Oh, no way. Why is this like 3 FPS a minute? Slap. Wow. Like, yeah? No, something's not right. No. Gins. What's wrong? Are you bummed that your heartwarming family reunion got cut off so quickly? Are you joking? There was nothing heartwarming about it. We were this close to getting caught up in a nasty brawl. Wait, for real? Just look at Miraidon. Poor thing's terrified. Guess the other one isn't exactly its pal. Yeah, the other Pokemon was giving off some real bad vibes. Not that you should worry about anything about, or not. Once you get back into the into your battle form, I'm sure you'll be able to go toe to toe against that jerk. If you know, if you want to. I'm sorry, that doesn't really help, huh? Do you think that other Miraida was one of the dangerous Pokemon the professor warned us about to watch out for? But didn't the professor say the dangerous Pokemon would come out from the inside? You mean from inside the gate we just... Oh. Yeah, Rumble. Yeah. Pepe the frog. What the... GD, we're surrounded. And it's pretty obvious we're not here to roll out a family welcome, Matt. They're not here. There's no way we can handle this many. And don't tell me they're all future Pokemon. We got a little disaster in our hands here. Juice. Look, even the fellow's ready to bail. And I guess it's my turn. I've been waiting. Come on, kid, let's do this together. Oh boy, endurance round. Here we go. Is it an endurance round? Yeah. There goes that. Well, we got one of them down. Now how about the Hariyamas? Wow, they're strong. Now this is a worthwhile challenge. I'm glad you're on our side, but you're still really annoying when you say stuff like that. B. Yeah, why are they coming after me? Kid, help me out here. You got it. This is really creepy to think about. Like, in the future, Pokemon are just gonna end up being all weirdly mechanical. I guess I was neutral. Iron hands. Or maybe only certain Pokemon become mechanical. I don't know. God, the future must be terrifying. I guess. Oh no, they're running away. Yeah, and? If those Pokemon get out, we're gonna have a gigantic mess in our hands. We gotta go after them, Penny. Why me? Wait, yeah, hold on to Mona, and why do I get the feeling that you're enjoying all this? There they go. Up the two of them can handle their part. But at least the crowd's been thinned out now. Guess it's up to us to deal with what's left. Let's go for the strong looking one first. Druddigun. Dragon Steel type. How exactly does this thing fly? I always wonder about how Druddigan flies. Looks like it would struggle. Right? I think so. See, the power of friendship had us perfectly in sync, all thanks to that Titan hunting together. Still scared, huh? You worried you might have to face the other one of your kind. Well then, let me take on some of the burden. These stragglers should be nothing. Me and Mammostick can handle them. Waff. It's okay, you take your partner there and go take care of business. Got it. Yeah, glad to see you got some faith in us at least. Marble Stiff can't wait to battle either. Maridon. You really ruined my whole childhood, you know? But it's not like seeing you cowering and scared out of your wits makes me feel any better about it. You got amazing powers. If you just use them, and you've got us too. So don't even think about losing to that jerk. Be brave, stand up and fight. Poor Maridon, he's getting yelled at. My cat's like to my side all of a sudden. I bet she sees a ghost. There's a ghost in my room. Crystals? That must be... Okay. Human presence detected within the Zero Lab. He kind of like freaked out. You see that? I saw that. He's actually Maridon. Deactivating sleep mode. Hello, Kitt. Thank you for coming. Rawr. Oh, never mind. Master Ball? No, get back to your ball. That one is far less tractable and far more aggressive than the one you traveled with. Your Maridon fled Area Zero because it's lost the other one in a territorial struggle. Agius. I'm afraid there is something for you which I must apologize. I'm not the true Professor Turo. What are you talking about? Then who are you? I'm an artificial intelligence the professor created, imbued with his memories and knowledge. In short, I'm an AI-powered robot. The real professor passed away during the incident that destroyed Research Station Number 4. Incident? The Pokemon was not to be blamed. It was the original professor who failed to accurately judge its full power. I believe the professor wanted nothing more than for the Maridon to survive and thrive. That is why he threw himself in front of your Maridon in an attempt to protect it. From the time I first reached out to Director Clavel and asked to be put in contact with you, it was never more than an AI. Kid, the reason I asked you to come to me is because I have one last thing to do here at the Zero Lab, and I desire your help. In short, I wish for you to put a stop to the time machine the original professor created. Any questions can be addressed as we make our descent. Follow me. Oh boy, the story thickens. The real Arturo is dead? Rock. How we doing? We're fully healed. Oh, what's this? An item to be held by a Pokemon with certain... Up! An item to be held by a Pokemon with certain abilities. The energy that fills this capsule boosts the strength of the Pokemon. Certain abilities? Like what? I don't know. This elevator will take us down to the lower level. Step inside. Sure hope everybody else is alright. Hey. Kid, it truly is a great relief to me that you came. I will answer any questions you may have. Is there anything you wish to know? What is an AI, really? What happened to the real professor? What is this time machine? As I explained to you before, the original professor no longer exists. During the destruction of the research station, his physical body received grievous injuries that left it unable to sustain life. I am afraid that this fact may be difficult for you, so Arvin to... Now I manage the now I now manage the Zero Lab in the original professor's place. Is there anything else you wish to ask? An AI is an artificial intelligence created by a human being. The computer draws on the original professor's knowledge and memories to calculate all of the thoughts and actions. The results of those calculations are expressed by this mechanical body built to resemble the professor in any way. Humanity does not, in fact, possess the knowledge to develop such a sophisticated AI at present, but the crystals that make up the Zero Lab have made such a thing possible here. They are also why I cannot leave this place. Is there anything else you wish to ask? Time Machine is a device that the original professor and I worked on together. It sends Pokeballs to a different point on the timeline to catch Pokemon there, and it can draw them back here to the present. When he was alive, Professor Turo had a great fascination with Pokemon from another age that you might call future Pokemon. Even as we speak, the Time Machine continues to automatically draw future Pokemon to this time. Is there anything else you wish to ask? What is it you really want? The original professor had a dream of a world with future Pokemon might live alongside present-day Pokemon in harmony. But these Pokemon have regained a strange power due to their adaptations in the distant future. And this power has proved too terrible. Their very existence brings destruction to the ecological balance of this current age. The original professor would say that such destruction is a natural part of life. At present, the barrier around Area Zero is still working to keep the future Pokemon from escaping into the rest of Paldea. But we've begun to see Pokemon appear that can break the barrier, such as Iron Threads. Eventually they will break free of this wild garden known as Area Zero and run rampant across Paldea region. And when they do, the rich and varied ecosystem of Paldea will be trampled beneath their coming. I may have been created as a copy of the professor, and yet I cannot seem to find any logic in allowing such a tragedy to occur. But any hope of preventing it would require overcoming the greatest AI that the original professor ever devised. It? You become a formidable trainer. Now use that strength you have gained to destroy the dream Turo once cherished. Yes. I appreciate your willingness to help. Pokeball. You've reached the lowest level. Ooh. Can you imagine if there was like some kind of weird Bayonetta epic final fight where we go through every single generation? That'd be cool. Behold. This is the time machine we perfected using the power of the Terrastal phenomenon. Oh boy. To start the time machine, you will need to use the professor's ID, which has been embedded within the Violet Book. It was very like the professor to put the final key we would need in that book of all places. He loved that volume since childhood. Place the Violet Book upon the pedestal. Here, you will be able to start the time machine. There is just one issue. Try to stop the machine, it will most likely attack you. Artificial being that I am, my own desires can be overwritten by the system's programming. Once that happens, I'm afraid I will become no more than a battle machine, bound to defeat anyone identified as an obstacle to my code. My battling abilities are peerless. They are built upon analysis of all the battles carried out by various champions in the Paldea region. I haven't seen the bond between you and your Pokemon, however, I believe you can prevail. Once you have readied yourself for this fight, please place the Violet Book upon the pedestal. Are we so good? Just to be safe, we're gonna go with him first. Yes. ID confirmed. Professor Turo. Access granted. Initiating emergency shutdown. Please wait. Please wait. Access denied. Shutdown command overridden. Reinitializing. It is up to you now, Kitt. AI 2 are switching to sleep mode, activating offensive protocols. Please defeat me. At last. At last my dream is within reach. And you're not getting away. How am I supposed to beat something that has a master ball? They are to initiate a battle. Iron Moth. I don't know who you think you are, but I am not about to let anyone get in the way of my goals. Jeez. Most likely a fire type. I don't really have anything for fire types. Why did that do so much? This is the power the distant future holds. Splendid, isn't it? Oh, come on, you're faster? But it's okay. I missed. Now, this is interesting, child. Do you actually understand future Pokemon's weaknesses? Maybe? Iron Bundle. Which one was this one again? That was the Delibird. What is this nonsense? He has like multiple Master Balls? Ah, great, this thing is faster. Do you imagine you can best the wealth of data at the disposal of your human brain? With your human brain. Oh, come on. Don't do this. Okay. Iron Thorns. I don't remember what that one is. Have we seen an Iron Thorns? A Tyranitar. I don't know if this thing is either a dark type or what. Stone Edge. But you missed. Stone Edge. Iron Jugulus? The heck is an Iron Jugulus? Oh, this one we can do, no problem. Ah, jeez. Iron hands. I really want to go for ice beam and hope for the freeze, but this team most likely has a lot of physical defense. Aw. Wow, really? Didn't think it was gonna be that much. You're not a fighting type? Oh, of course you have Thunder Punch. That did nothing. Why do I even have it? How much will X-Scissor do? A lot more than all the other ones. Oh, that's why. What, some sort of error has occurred here? Recalculating for critical damage. I sure hope you're faster than this thing. Iron Valiant. Everything is proceeding with my expectations. I'm afraid the probability of winning is 0. What are you? A psychic, most likely. Pork Drive? Attack was heightened. How is this fair? What are you? Are you like a combination of Delayed and Gardevoir? Critical. Just as calculated, a critical hit to your Pokemon. It's time you simply gave up, child. One more should do it. With the criticals. I don't know what that is, but I kind of want one. Impossible. Dead. Why does he all of a sudden have a black suit? Kid. What is this? Did you already beat all the baddies without me? Okay, I'll with it, you. Who are you, really? Thank you for everything. The time machine has finally been stopped. You're really not my dad, are you? Oh, look how big you've grown. So proud of you, my... Sorry, you were alone so long, Arvid. Dad? Security system failure. Threat to time machine detected. Whoa, 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 what's going on? Is there any? Is another army of Pokemon on its way here? It cannot be. An obstacle is preventing the time machine from performing as intended. Activating Paradise Protection Protocol to remove the offending obstacle. What was keeping the time machine running truly all the Professor cared about? Locking all Pokeballs except those registered to Tour's ID. Wait, what? Program initializing. Gathering terrestrial energy. I'm sorry, children. This is too much for you. You must run. AR tool disabled. Paradise Protection Protocol initialized. Is this gonna be a raid battle? You are not getting in my way. Paradise Protection Protocol. It's locked. I literally can't do anything. And my cat's scared too. It's true our Pokeballs won't work. How are you even supposed to battle? Can't battle without a Pokeball in the field. Pokemon. Yeah, some crazy electrical signal is jamming the Pokeballs. Even I can't get them open. That's totally cheating. And you call yourself an adult? Yeah, that's what adults do, actually. The Guardian of Paradise. Swap in. Can't switch Pokemon. I can actually select them now. Swap in. Jeez, it really is like the Godzilla creepypasta. You got this. You got sandwich in your blood. Sandwichmon, activate. Versus Bruh. Hadron Engine. Wasn't Miraidon turn the ground into something? Power Gem, Electro Drift, Endure, Terra Blast? You won't, mate! It's the Battle of the Lizards. It changed into its battle form. Let's go, Miraidon, you got this! You will fall here within the Garden Paradise and achieve nothing in the end. Good boy. You will not be allowed to destroy my paradise. Obstacles to my goals will be eliminated. Well, that ain't good. This looks like it could be bad. Hang in there. What is electro drift? The data say I am the superior. Fall and become a foundation of others. Okay. Yeah. Yeesh. You took that hit like a champ. You can do this. I know you can. Special attack rolls sharply. Oh man, can we really not pull off a win here? This doesn't look good. Hey Kitt, your Terra Orb's glowing. Keep Miraidon's Terrasilize and finish it off. Physical attack rose. Defense rose. Special attack rose. Special defense rose. Speed rose. Does he have like some kind of like special terrestrialization? Nope, it's dragon. Yee. It died. You defeated the Paradise Protection Protocol. And now my eyes really hurt. You did it! It's not going berserk anymore. How? How very interesting. To think that you would manage to defy even the original professor's final protections. Are you back to normal? Yes, a completely unforeseen outcome, even for an AI possessing the most sophisticated technology ever conceived. Even on the brink of despair, you children did not give in and instead proved your worthiness, showing the wisdom to think for yourselves, the courage to hold faith in your friends, and the fortitude to do what had to be done. No matter how challenging of a future may await you, I believe you will be capable of walking whatever paths you choose for yourselves now, with pride. I thank you, Kitt, and all of you children. My cat's like meowing for some reason. What's going on? But I am afraid that the time machine cannot be put to a complete stop, so long as I am here. It appears I myself am part of the system that ensures the machine reboots. Stop. Now, what does that mean? I'm sorry. You know, when I was watching you all on your adventures from down here, I felt a sense of jealousy. I envied your freedom, the way you came together, working in league with your fellows and caring for them, the way you sought strength and to better yourselves, throwing all you are into your battles, the way that you would face down even the greatest enemies to save that which you loved. The way you never ceased to seek, nor to fight for treasure. And the way you soared free through the very skies on those wings of yours. I wish that I too might be as free as you all, free to seek out that which I might treasure above all else, not bound. Your own treasure. As long as I remain here, the time machine will not stop. I am inextricably connected to it. So I've made a decision. I will use the time machine to journey to the world of the future that I have dreamed of. What? You can't just leave now, right when we finally reached you? I'm not going only so the time machine can be stopped. I also cannot deny my desire to see the future world for myself. Is this what it feels like to have your heart race with the thrill of adventure? Arvin, I'm sorry that I kept the truth from you so long. I inherited all the thoughts and wishes of the professor, and so I understand better than any your father truly loved you. You can't. You can't just go and say something like that now. No, I suppose you're right. I'm sorry. Arvin, Miraidon, Kitt. It is a little sad, but I'm afraid this is goodbye. Dad! Farewell, my free adventurers. I bid you adieu. How could you just go? Dad. Arvin, you okay, bud? Yeah, somewhere deep down, kind of already knew it. I knew that thing was fake, but when it said my name using his voice and wearing his face, even if it was fake, it felt real, you know? And so Sorry, I didn't know what I'm saying. That's okay, that's okay. I guess Miraidon is sad too. Oh, but the battle form, how cool is that? It's so strong. If it tries to nudge at me for a belly rub while it's huge like this, I seriously think I'm gonna die. Hey now, let's not skip over the big win here. Kitt and Miraidon just saved all of Paldea. That's right. You both did amazing. Thanks, Kitt. Yeah, that's my bud Kitt for you. You know, Arvin, even though the professor's gone, I bet he's finally having a real fun adventure of his own in the future. Yeah, thanks, Penny. Yeah, sorry. What should we do now? Let's go home. Let's head on out. You said it. Come on, everyone. Let's get out of here and make our way home. Yeah, my throat is killing me. I wonder if we get to see the professor and his wacky adventures. Imagine. He's just like in the future building like shelter and stuff, making Pokeballs out of acorns. That sounds fun. Kind of entertaining to watch. Yeah. So like, is this thing gonna load, or please don't tell me that this is gonna be another infinity loading screen, like in Monster Hunter. Okay, everybody, listen up. What is it? Let's take a long road home and get a little more fun out of this adventure. I don't really... Sounds great. If we can load up on snacks first, I'm in. Hey, Kitt. Not you too. Oh, alright, fine. I guess we're doing this. Oh crap! This has lyrics. Oh, look at the little Hop-Pip sticker. Something tells me that this is copyrighted. That is gonna suck if it is. Man. My cat is like relentless. What is going on with her? What's going on, bro? Come here. Come here. That's cute. He just wants head pats is all. He's so cute. Okay. Anyways, I think that's it. That's Pokemon Violet. Ah, jeez, that was actually kind of heavy. I'm not gonna lie. The one time Pokemon decides to say, "Hey, we're going all out for this story," and it's the game that barely works. Ah, jeez. All right. I guess it's time for my thoughts then. So, I really loved this. Oh, I didn't love it, but I definitely enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not lying when I say that I can't sleep because of this game. Like, I'm like constantly up, just thinking about playing this game. There's just so much to it. This is definitely like the most ambitious thing that Game Freak has done so far. Arceus was like the blueprint for this. But at the same time, I kind of wish that they implemented some of Arceus's in there. But yeah, Pokemon Violet. All right, let's see. What do I have to say about this? Well, for the biggest thing, the graphics. I'm not a big fan of the graphics. For the first time, I'm actually gonna complain about the graphics. There's nothing wrong with them. What's bad about them is they don't work. Holy crap! Like in the very beginning, god dang, like the graphics just go in and out. Like they just kind of like don't exist half the time. The shadows, they just disappear from time to time, especially when you're moving the camera. I'm not really a big fan of some of the textures used for Pokemon, like the steel types. I really do like the steel types. They're really shiny and very reflective, and they look aesthetically pleasing, you know. And some of the Pokemon with fur on them, like some of the ones with fur on them, like with Drowsy, right? The top half of them is like all skin, but the bottom half is fur. That's pretty aesthetic to me, biologically speaking, because like there's hardly any texture on Drowsy himself, but the pants he's wearing has like fur. That's really nice. Problem is, I'm pretty sure because of all of that, the game is just like, holy crap! It's dying under its own weight. Like, holy crap. Jeez. Let's see. The newest Pokemon, I kind of like them. I really do. I'm still rather curious on how like those sushi Pokemon work. Like if it's like what is it called? Wishy-washy. On how like you know, it freaking randomly grows big or something, you know. Mechanics. Yeah, mechanics. The mechanics were like really fun, I'm not gonna lie. But like I said, I really do wish that they implemented Arceus thing where you throw a Pokeball at wild Pokemon. Like if you manage to catch the Pokemon on the first try, it's yours, and if it doesn't, then you have to battle it or something. That sounds really fun, now that I say it. And something I really don't like about mechanically is, thank you, treasured friends. You're welcome. But I think you know where. This is nice. Sandwich. But yeah, I think you know where I'm going with this. But like some of the things that I don't like is how literally everything is optional. You can basically go throughout the entire game without doing any of the important stuff. But at the same time, if you don't, you're locked out of some of the world. Calling students to the director's office. Master Kid, Miss Namona, Arvin, and Penny. Director Clavo would like to see you in his office. Oh boy, we're in trouble. Alright, let's see. One of the things that I absolutely hate that's optional are trainer battles. You can literally go the entire game without battling a trainer because you have to talk to them. If they see you, that's like, oh crap, is that a trainer? That's pretty cool. You don't have to fight them. Pokemon is about fighting trainers. Yeah, you can fight them if you want, but that's the problem. If you want, the Pokemon is about Pokemon. It's not a. It's. Jeez, man. How do I say this? It's about Pokemon. It's about fighting. It's about raising your Pokemon. It's about Pokemon. Why is most of it just you exploring the world? Like, yeah, I get it. Arceus was like that, and I really liked Arceus for that and how it implemented the whole catching and battling mechanic for Pokemon. Arceus wasn't even that good of a detailed it wasn't as detailed as this. Detailed in the way of world sense. Like, holy crap, the beginning area of this, it's just so amazing. Like all the flowers, the trees, the fruits, everything is just, it makes sense that it's there. Like, it looks like something you would see in real life. Meanwhile, Arceus looks like something you would see out of a Unity engine or something, out of some kind of Unity game. But Arceus was like, you know, still fun because of its content. This, I really did enjoy it, but the fact that a lot of things was unnecessary, it's just like, I'm not a big fan of it. Pokemon trainers should be fighting you every time they see you, not every time you talk to them. Or only when you talk to them, I should say. What else? Nothing happened when it comes to locations. Huh? How to change Miraidon's form. You select Miraidon while in the main menu. You can now have it change between its battle form and its right form. That's pretty cool. So now you can have him as a Pokemon or as a bike. That's pretty cool. Medali? What's that? Is that a city? I don't know. Cascarafa? What is that place? Never heard of it. Ascaro Desert? Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Porto Marinada? Never heard of it. I don't think I've been there. What does that say? Alfornada? What is that? That's some kind of like mountain? I don't know. Locations mean nothing. They're just there for gym battles. Remember back in the day when like maybe 2 years ago, 3 years, when cities, towns, literally everything was important? Nah, man. All these locations are just for gym battles. There's nothing in them. You can't get anything from them. Well, I mean, there's like dropped items, but jeez, yeah, you can't get anything from them. You can explore them, yes, but it's not like they have anything in them. Not like they have side quests in them, or maybe they do, and I don't know. No, because like all the side quests are actually given to you from the are given to you from like the school. That's right. And not to mention that I never felt I never felt the need to talk to anybody in cities and all that because they always have like the word bubbles floating around, right? So so yeah, not a big fan of the cities. I just wish they actually did some. That's another thing. That's another thing. Why didn't they make this linear? Why didn't they make it so that we start here, and we have a choice to go here, or here? But this is locked, and this is locked. Cause remember when I played the first gym leader? I was a little too overpowered for them. Not to mention this too. The Titan was like a cakewalk because my Pokemon were they were too strong because I just ended up like going places and stuff. And I don't know how to explain it. My exploration senses just said, "Hey, do everything that you can." Instead of do everything that's in this area. Or in this area too. What? I wonder if maybe that's because of the whole like of the people who just want to complete the Pokédex first and then do the story. I don't know, man. I just wasn't a fan of the whole everything is open to you at first. I would you know what? I would be okay with all of that. Everything that I just said. If not everything, cuz like the cities and stuff, but like gym leaders and stuff. I would be okay with all of that if they scaled the gym leaders. Like let's say you just started the game, right? So you decide, "Oh, I'm just going to explore the entire world." And now you have like level 100 Pokemon or something because of that. Why not make it so that the first gym leader you fight has a level 100 Pokemon, and the second one has level 100 Pokemon, and the third has level 100 Pokemon? You know, like why didn't they scale it? Why didn't they make it so that it scales? Maybe. Ah, jeez. There was a lot of missing potential here. Don't get me wrong. It has a. The game itself is amazing. It's not it's not the best thing in the world because you know it's being held together by tape and whatnot. I literally had a crash trying to go into one of the buildings. Remember that? There were some slowdowns. The frame rate is crap. But the game itself, exploring, catching Pokemon, especially because you're on a Miraidon, that was just really cool to me. Character wise, I actually really like the characters, at least the main characters. Gym leaders, I have no idea who they are. I know that one of them uses like this type of Pokemon. This one has like this kind of personality, but why aren't they important? Like gym leaders in other games used to be important. They would even interact with the story itself. But these people are just here for the heck of it. Same with Team Stars. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't like the whole Team Star thing. I liked the boss aspect of it, but I didn't like the weird raid battle thing, or the weird raid that they did. I don't know. I really didn't like the raids. I thought I would, but I didn't. Why couldn't they go back to the old thing where like you had to actually raid a what are these called? The villain teams? The villain team base. You would like have to like go through the front door, make your way through like a maze, like you know, Team Rocket hideout and all that kind of stuff, fighting all the trainers and all that. That would have been so much better instead of this boring raid thing they did. They still could have implemented the boss at the end, because I really liked that one. Especially because the big boss, the weird car thing. Oh, what's this? Some kind of... What is this? What is that? Is that where I am? I'm in my dorm room. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Oh, that's another thing. The whole glitches thing. Personally, we've never actually encountered any glitches. Unless you count the weird, like, Lichen Rock battle with, what's her name again? Frickin', Nemona? For some reason, that thing's mouth just was wide open. It was kind of funny. But we didn't encounter any glitches whatsoever. Other than, you know, textures going in and out. There was that one character that spazzed out, but that's nothing too important. That's another thing, like distant characters walking at 3 frames a minute and all that. That was really jarring. It did not look good. Cutscenes were really nice. I really like the cutscenes. They're really well animated. But you know what would make cutscenes a lot better? Frickin' voice acting! Why? Literally everybody, every single person, not just us, not just our neighbors over in the Far East. Literally everybody wants voice acting in these friggin' Pokemon games that are like cutscene heavy nowadays. So why don't they do it? I don't know. Money? Huh? Oh, what's that? You mean the thing that we wipe our butt with every day? Game Freak? Literally, Game Freak has all the money in the world. If they could sell Pokemon and then buy it back, and then sell it again, and then buy it back just for the heck of it, but they won't do anything with it. Or Nintendo in general, really. Now I get it. Yes, this is a Switch title, so it's not gonna run at like 120 FPS. Just look at Bayonetta. That didn't have any problems, but this does. Like everything graphically, look, this is unfinished. This entire game is not entire, but like it needs some workaround. You can especially tell like it in like the Pokeball. You can especially tell it in the shadows and the like all the graphical stuff that happens going in and out, all the jittery stuff, all that kind of stuff. It's just, this could have been much better. This could have been way better. All the textures is completely unnecessary too, if I'm being honest. Like the skin textures on Pokemon. Can I see my... No, I can't. I do like the little like icons of this. This is nice. Are we able to see like their textures like this? Not really. Mankey. That's a Primeape, idiot. Still don't know how to evolve this thing into an Annihilate, but at least we've seen it. You can definitely tell with these two, their skin textures, their scales and all that. I feel like that's completely unnecessary. Why didn't they just stick with the Sword and Shield format? Or at least texture-wise, I mean. They could have made it so much better. At least make the game run faster at least. Man, this makes me miss Sword and Shield. And Sword and Shield had like the crappiest story. But yeah. The story, yeah. I'm kind of mixed on the story because it wasn't actually like super heavy until the very end. And then there's like the Team Star people that are like, hey, we got bullied, so we made a thing. We get it. It's just the same thing over and over, but with a different character. The gym league, the gym challenge. Yeah, like I said, nothing mattered. You just needed to beat these people, and that's it. They don't matter. The Elite Four, the Elite Four at least tried to interact with the player. I say tried, but really all they did was say, "Hey, I'm the Elite Four," and that's it. Let's see. Pokemon design-wise, I kind of wish that this thing was better. I like it, don't get me wrong, but its pre-evolution looks like a freaking Spinosaurus, and then it turns into this. Yeah. This one's pretty cool. But what's with all the markings on it, I wonder? It's kind of weird. Scyther is a Scyther. This thing is my favorite. It's an ostrich. I like ostrich. This one's not bad, but I feel like it could have been done so much better. Especially with something that has like a dull pre-evolution. I'm not saying that it should be another Waifumon, because god dang, we need less of those if you ask me. Let's see. Design wise, I don't hate them. And I do like them, but I feel like it could have been done better. If I'm being honest. Especially with, you know, this guy. Are we able to see like all the weird new Pokemon? Yeah, kinda. Annihilate. This thing looks pretty cool. And it has like a really weird like bone cracking cry. I like that one. Yeah, see, look at this thing. How does that turn into something lame? Avalugg. I say, hey. Yeah, boy. Overall, yeah, the designs. Some of them do feel lazy, like this Bombardier. It's just a stork. The Flamingo. It's just a flamingo. This weird belly bulb thing. I don't feel anything for it. Bramblem. It's just a tumbleweed. Does it even have an evolution, this thing? I don't know. Probably not. I kind of get it though, this one, because it's just a tumbleweed. And I do kind of like the eyes just floating around. That's kind of cool. Capsicid, this thing. Didn't see very much of it, but its evolution, holy crap, why is it such a frickin' menace? Titan. I'm a little indifferent about this, but at the same time, it's like one of those why Pokemon, you know? Charcadet, we didn't get to see the evolution of this thing, but well, actually, technically yes, because of the trailers. But I still don't know how to get the. Apparently, it evolves with some kind of armor, and I don't know where to get it. That's the problem. Luckily, I had Cerebi throughout my entire playthrough, so I knew how to evolve some of the things. One of the things that was really weird was the dung beetle Pokemon, and how you have to like walk 1,000 steps with it outside of its Pokeball, just so it evolves. That was really weird. I still hate this freaking thing. Design-wise, it's just a penguin with like an ice cube for a head. And if you break it, it has like a little blue penguin inside. Penguin-wise, I like it, because you know it's a penguin, but it's not a Pokemon. Phalanx, the boys, yeah, that's a Sword and Shield one. Overall, yeah, not too bad on the designs, but some of them are definitely like lackluster, like the new bird Pokemon, like the electric flying one. That one's just a bird. I mean, yeah, you can say that Pidgey is just a bird, but Pidgey the Pidgey family looks like a Pokemon. This does not look like a Pokemon. This looks like a bird. Oh, you know what? You know who else just looks like a bird? Talo and Sparrow. Or Pharaoh. The frickin' Talo and Swallow. Yeah. Ah, this thing. I still want to know what this thing is. If it really is just an evolution of a Bishop or not. It looks like a Bishop evolution. I really want it. Overall, yeah. Pretty decent designs for Pokemon, especially Miraidon. I like Miraidon. Let's see what else. Story, mechanics. Not too much to talk about moves. Not a lot was happened there. Characters, music. The music was nice, but I feel like there could be more, especially like in the overworld. I kind of get it, you know, because it's like an open world, so chances are you're gonna be hearing the same song over and 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 over. It's an open world. Either make multiple tracks for the areas, or you know, don't make a track at all. Or at least make them I don't want to say relaxing, because that's not good. I can't tell you how many times the music in Skyrim makes me fall asleep every time I'm just exploring the map. I had to get a mod to make the music slightly better, but yeah, either make more tracks for the overworld, or don't make them at all. That's how open worlds work. Breath of the Wild had multiple tracks too, actually, now that I think about it, whenever you enter a different area. And yeah, that's another thing. It when it comes to like this, right? Wait, did cities have the same track? I feel like the cities had different music, but I don't know for sure. Just another thing that says, hey, maybe you should have made the cities a little more important. Let's see. Yeah, Breath of the Wild did do multiple tracks. That much I know. My cat can't stop meowing. I don't know why. Definitely the music was actually really nice, but the overworld music is the problem. The raid battle, I definitely love the raid battle music. The music we heard at the very end, I loved it. The gym battle music, why? Who thought that was a good idea? The Elite Four music, why? Who thought that was a good idea? The champion music, was there even any music? I don't know. I didn't hear anything. I don't know. Let's see. Overworld music definitely needs more. Battle music. The battle music was actually pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. I liked it, especially the funky parts. And I could definitely tell why they did that, because like, you'll be encountering Pokemon left and right, so you probably want to hear like different tunes and all that. Let's see. Music, sound effects. Sound effects were pretty much the same. Locations, we already talked about that. They don't matter. Overall, I think that pretty much wraps it up. If I had to scale this on a 1 to 10, I definitely go with a 5. It's definitely mid. Because the game itself is fun. It's definitely addicting. Traveling the world and finding all the Pokemon and trying to catch and fight them. That's another thing. Why did the auto battle seems pretty much useless, if I'm being honest. I'd say get rid of that. Maybe they can implement horde battles that way. Why didn't they? get rid of the auto battle and bring back horde battles. That'd be good. Cause you can see like family Pokemon in the wild, like with the Ralts and the Gardevoir and the Ralts surrounding it that we saw last time. Yeah. Why didn't they do something like that? Horde battles like that. That would that's such a missed potential. That sounds really cool. Yeah, overall, that's pretty much that's pretty much it. That's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Violet in this case. Not too bad, not too bad. It could definitely use some work. And definitely use some work. Like jeez, talking a little too long. Me. God dang. This is the longest I've ever had to talk. That's yeah. That's pretty much it. That's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Nonetheless, that's just my thoughts. The gameplay was nice and really addicting. The story progression, I hated it. And music was pretty nice. I'll definitely be listening to some of the tracks on my off time. But other than that, thank you so much for experiencing Pokemon Violet with me. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. I'm gonna see what this cat wants.